Well, good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone this bright and beautiful day. Welcome to the 7th Annual Superintendent's State of the District. This is where you clap, all right? Yep, yeah. So, my wife is always really smart. She says, don't try to be funny in the mornings because it's really not, nobody gets it at night, right? But at your Tomball events, when somebody's had a couple of wines, then they think you're a little funnier than they are in the morning. So don't do it in the morning. Welcome. We've got a special treat for you today as we welcome you to the Early Excellence Academy. Isn't this building beautiful? Yes. Man, I didn't even know this was here. Well, I want to introduce somebody very, very special to the district who's going to get us started off. Catherine Seal from Tomball Memorial Choir. Now, I've just met Catherine today, and she's got one proud mama. Wave, mama, will you? Yeah. So, you are going to hear something really special. Catherine is a junior at Tomball Memorial, where she's active in both the varsity and major chords performance choir. She's active in the theater department. She got to sing last week, right? For the opening of the Astros game, right? So she has been on the field at Minute Maid from Tomball representing us in front of the city of Houston at Minute Maid. During spring break, she traveled to New York with the Tomball Memorial High School Choir and Orchestra, where they got to perform at Carnegie Hall, right? You don't know the joke about Carnegie Hall, right? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. All right, there you go.
Very true.
So, we are going to hear her sing the national anthem, and so if you would rise with me as we hear from Catherine Seal.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Catherine Seal, that was amazing. What a credit to Tomball ISD you are. It is not often that I hear the national anthem and get the lump in my throat that y'all know about, right? Every now and then that comes to us, and Catherine, she has done that for me today. If I didn't introduce myself, I'm sorry. I'm Judge Lincoln Goodwin, your Justice Peace here for Precinct 4, Place 1, your Cypresswood Courthouse. I want to thank our law enforcement officers. I see Morales and Muniz back there keeping us all safe. If y'all will give them a hand. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the district. Now, I'm going to introduce somebody else very important. Sadie Warnish, right? Why don't you come up here? Isn't she adorable? Yes, all right. So they got these steps for me, all right, but you can use them too. Isn't that better? Awesome. Well, as a dad of daughters, man, I got to just say, I know your family and your dad and your mom are so proud of you, so thank you, Sadie. So Sadie is going to introduce Dr. Z. They made the brilliant decision of having Sadie introduce Dr. Z instead of me, because I've had the opportunity to introduce Dr. Z a few times. I love doing it. But I learned a lesson early on. Like, I did my research on Dr. Z and everything she had done that year right before she gave her speech, telling about everything she had done that year. And so now they don't invite me to give her introduction anymore, which is brilliant, because we got somebody who's far smarter and far cuter than I to introduce Dr. Z. So Sadie, she is a 5th grader at Oakcrest Intermediate. She's a member of Destination Imagination and competes in the UIL reading program. Sadie, do you want to introduce Dr. Zamora? All right, so let me get this here.
Good morning. I'm Sadie Warnish, and I love being a student in Tomball ISD. The learning opportunities, the creative challenges, and my amazing teachers have allowed my school experience to be one of a kind. It has allowed me to explore my interest, grow as a student, learn new things, and pursue my dreams. When we think about the success of our school district and why we are Destination Excellence, we must acknowledge our leadership for today's event. I have the pleasure of introducing the 2023 Texas Superintendent of the Year, who leads our Destination District as our Tomball ISD Superintendent of Schools. A true innovative leader who is committed over 36 years to public education. She is the first female and the first Hispanic superintendent of Tomball ISD, leading us in that role since 2017. She brings an infectious energy to our schools, a passion for education, and is a lifelong learner that believes in all students. She has made Tomball so proud with her many accomplishments and accolades. Dr. Z has had quite the year of well-deserving achievements. Recognized as a 2024 AASA National Superintendent of the Year finalist, named the 2024 North Harris County AAUW Outstanding Woman in Education, the 2023 Texas A&M University Kingsville Hispanic Heritage Hero, and the 2023 Influential Women of Houston recipient. She's a huge advocate for Tomball ISD, public schools, and for kids like me. She serves on numerous committees and boards, most notably as President-elect of TASA, President of Fast Growth School Coalition, President-elect of TCWSE, and as an executive committee member of AASA. On behalf of all students, thank you for creating an environment where we feel valued. At this time, please join me welcoming our Tomball ISD Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Martha Salazar Zamora, for today's State of the District.
Goodness, what an introduction. Boy, if you know, this is how it happens every morning in Tomball. Everybody should be able to wake up and hear Catherine sing, thank you. I also had that lump in my throat, Lincoln, and I am blessed to hear students sing every day, pretty much. That was fantastic. What a way to set the tone. And Sadie, oh my goodness, I know why you are winning in UIL. Lincoln, you've always done a great job, but you might have met your match. We'll see. And she also didn't do my whole presentation before I'm doing my presentation. Thank you, Lincoln, for kicking us off, for continuing to be a friend of the district. It's time to begin. Or does that always happen when I say your name? Is that it? Thank you, though. The idea of having students be a part of this wonderful day is no stranger to Tomball, right? Because we are who we are because of the amazing, incredibly smart students that we are blessed to serve, together with the staff, the parents, the community, the stakeholders, and our partners in education. We are so happy to have all of you here today. And this is, as you've heard, our lucky seventh state of the district. As you've noticed, we're in slightly smaller quarters today. Last year, we were filling a very large warehouse with hundreds of people, but it was important to me for you to see continual bond dollars at work. I'll talk a little bit about bonds in just a few minutes, but this is an example of what happens when a caring, loving, supportive community comes together to support their school district. So thank you again to everybody that helped in our introduction. I'm excited to kick off a presentation. I promise it won't be too long, but I had so much I wanted to put together in just a few minutes to share what an exciting year it has been for all of us. So welcome. We start with creating a bright future, and I don't know about you, but this room feels pretty bright to me. I have to begin by acknowledging the Tomball Education Foundation because some of the members, in particular Amanda Bass and Christy McCoy, were here until almost this morning. So thank you. If you are a member of the Tomball Education Foundation, will you please stand to be recognized because I know you helped put this together. And Amanda and Christy, you're standing if you'll wave. These ladies have been with us for many years and continue to be the backbone of the Tomball Ed Foundation. At this time, before I introduce our Board of Education, our trustee members, I want to remind you of who we are. This is the one slide that actually has words. Beyond this, you'll see pictures, and I will create the script as I speak. So, you all know me. About us, Tomball ISD, what is it about us that makes us so special? We believe we're not a big impersonal school district. We're a home for people looking for a warm, close-knit community where teachers, principals, staff, and administrators truly care about each individual child. We are also a destination for strong academic programs and a wide variety of extracurricular activities. Now wait for it, this is my favorite part. Our focus here in the district is to make sure that every single student finds a place to belong, a passion to pursue, and a love for learning that serves them well beyond the time they are with us. And in Tomball ISD, we truly believe we are not just a district, but a destination. A little bit about our district. We are now at 23,000 students with 23 campuses and have 80 languages spoken. We continue to grow as a diverse, fast-growth school district, and we could not do that without these cowboys. I mean, school board members. At this time, if I could have board members stand as I call your name, the individuals that you have elected and continue to elect to serve our community, and boy, have they done that well. And so proudly, Mr. John Neubauer, Mr. John McStravick, our board president. Thank you. We actually have Mr. Neubauer's son, and I wanted to recognize the fact that he is here with us so the Neubauer legacy continues. But sorry for that name, I do know who you are. Our vice president is not able to be here today because he had a work obligation, Mr. Justin Unser, but we thank him for his service. Stay standing. We have board members, Dr. Michael Pratt. Morning. We have board member, Mr. Matt Shield. Master Trustee and Board Member, Mr. Mark Lewandowski. And our newest board member who has jumped in there and is really getting the work done, we are so happy to have Tina Salem. It's always important for people to recognize the importance of a school board. And I think that in the past, we always have, right? It's important to have people from your community that understand the community itself, the morals of a community and the expectations of a community, but now I think ever more in education, in public education, where we're facing a lot of trials and tribulations, we're recognizing how important it is for people to run who have the interest of the school district in mind, in the forefront of their mind, and continue to serve. So thank you on behalf of the Tomball Independent School District, each of you, for continuing to run and for serving our district. Not with us today, we also have Mr. Lee McLeod, and I think that's everybody. All right, very good. I would not be able to do what I am blessed to do without an amazing administration. There are many administrators in the district, but I would like to recognize our cabinet. If a cabinet as a whole, cabinet members, if you will please stand to be recognized at this time. These are the Team Tomball members that work with me through whatever innovative, tiring activity that we may have in mind. They never really stop, and I love the fact that they understand, aside from our faith and our family, how important the work that we do here in the district is. So I thank all of you for your tremendous work. I would like to point out, actually, you're going to see another picture of our courtroom, which is an actual courtroom, and Lincoln will be holding court on April 10th there for our students to be able to witness an actual proceeding. So we're very excited about that. In Tomball ISD, this slide never gets old. You've seen it before, and I hope it continues to come. But we're in our 5th year being recognized as the #1 school district 5 years in a row. We've also continued to receive the #1 best teachers and the #1 best place to teach. And that is because of those of you here in this room. In Tomball ISD, we also continue to be not just an A-rated, but straight A-rated school district. The accountability system this year has been a bit of a challenge if you've kept up with the news. So we'll see what's to come, but the Texas Education Agency accountability system is something we're extremely proud of, and the fact that in a fast growth district, and we'll talk about the fast growth in a minute, the fact that we continue to do so well academically is something that we're very, very proud of. It's a huge point of pride. We also continue to push the envelope and look at other opportunities in which we can excel. Coming together and talking and learning from each other is something that's paramount to the success of this district, and we call that professional learning communities. And that's more than just educators and individuals coming together to talk about the business of the day. It's far more than that. We are very proud to be one of the very few in the state of Texas and very few in the nation to have the title of Model PLC, Model Professional Learning Community District, as identified by Solution Tree. And so thank you to everybody that's been a big part of making that happen. The Tomball Innovation Center. A year ago when we had this event, we were able to host it at the TIC. That continues to grow. I won't share the entire story because I think many of you have heard about the Academy of Energy and International Business and how we plan to have this wonderful new opportunity for our students. But unfortunately, our partner, BJ Services, went bankrupt. So as you know, the story goes on. We were able to purchase this facility. We're actually going to be recognized in School Leader CEO magazine soon, where they will highlight the entire Tomball story. But this facility continues to be a huge point of pride. I call it a legacy purchase because I think for years to come, we will continue to think about what this building has done for our district. So this is a picture of Baker Hughes, which we are in a contract agreement with Baker Hughes for that portion, and we're able to utilize the dollars from that agreement. And then you see the branding that has taken place. Obviously, BJ Services name and branding coming down. And then at the bottom was a picture from our State of the District last year, where we were all, yes, in a warehouse, not a beautiful elementary school. Now, in typical fashion, as we did last year, you were able to take a tour of the warehouse. And although you won't tour warehouse today, you hopefully can remain for a short tour. We have tour guides for you, dependent on the color of the crayon at your table. And I think you will experience what we wanted when we built this school. The idea I had was we had very limited dollars for a state mandate for continual all-day pre-K for all students. And so we had a small plot of land. This was actually a community soccer field, which we were able to help them relocate. We had limited dollars, but it's I think a testament to partners and to the community, to the staff of what you can do. The idea for me was, although the outside of the facility of the building wasn't everything we wanted because of limited dollars, I wanted the inside of the school to feel like a storybook coming alive. So in your brief walk, you will see Under the Sea all the way to the galaxy and everywhere in between. Make sure you see the tree that goes all the way to the top. We call that the Tree of Learning. It's a unique pre-K center, and it is the very first of its kind here in Tomball ISD. Aware of this is it's one thing to have a program, to build a program, but 100%, meaning every child, at 100% of our students in May at graduation walked that stage with exactly what we said would happen. So that means that they graduated with a high school diploma from Tomball ISD and an associate's degree, 60 college credit hours free of charge to their families, which is, yes, that is worthy of clapping. So excited about that. And the fact that we were able to utilize this legacy purchase to have this space, because thank you to Chris Scott, who helped us for many years, together with Kim McKinney, started this venture years ago with a up and down, upper, lower deck campus. It was a school within a school until we had the opportunity to venture off and give them their own school. And so very, very excited about all that's happening. So if you weren't here last year and you didn't get the tour, what is happening there? What happens over there at the Innovation Center that we hear so much about? Well, we have cybersecurity, drone simulation. I talked about legal services, where we actually have a full courtroom, and you can see these are pictures from our facility. Down here, law enforcement, they're able to train in an actual simulator that we have been told rivals what actual police departments have. 911 call center, of course, legal. You see the legal studies there, drone pilot, and of course, cybersecurity. And, okay, hold on. This is not exactly the size of our plane, but, you know, a girl could dream. One day, we do, however, have an aviation program with a much smaller plane, but our students are going to learn to be pilots in an area that we're being told is an area of need for future employment. And if not, if they aren't interested in aviation as far as becoming a pilot, they can learn the mechanics, which is also very important, or they might be interested in both. So no, I thought of putting a Tomball T on there, but decided that might be a bit too ambitious. But I am excited that our students will learn and perhaps one day be able to fly a plane of that size. Oh my goodness. Safety and security. The word thank you, the two words thank you, the word gratitude. Grateful to this community for stepping up and continuing to support our board and community, and understanding that even though districts are adopting deficit budgets, even though we are not receiving the dollars that most people believe that public education should, we put money not only into a teacher and staff pay raise, but we also believe that we needed to continue to add in the area of school safety. So we had years of wonderful partnership with our city, which we continue to be very grateful for. In 2019, as an entire district, we had 5 school resource officers, referred to as SROs. With our partnership now, we are so excited to now have 29 officers. We have increased by 24 individuals. So what does that mean? That means 29 salaries that are not being funded through the state. So locally, we are funding an initiative that we believe is very, very important. So we're thankful to Precinct 4, in particular Mark Herman, and other commissioners that have helped us with this opportunity. But I want for you, the staff, the community, the parents, the stakeholders to know that this is a priority that this board and administration takes very seriously. I talked about money a few times. I referred to the fact that we've had a lack of funding, which is something that everybody should be aware of. I'm not here to politicize anything, but just be aware. Make yourself aware if you're not. Look at the voting record of individuals that we all elect. I think it's important. Awareness is always important. We are very excited, however, to be selected, and it wasn't easy. It was a lot of work by individuals on the team to be part of what is called the Teacher Incentive Allotment. And this is one area that we have been guaranteed will continue with funding. So 314 Tomball teachers in year one will be awarded additional dollars. This time, year one, it will range from $3,000 to perhaps a little in and around $15,000. That's 314 individuals. We're very happy for that. We want to see that number grow and would like to see the dollar amount. I believe it can go all the way up to $25,000 at the end of the year, and these are classroom teachers. And so I'm thankful to the State of Education for this opportunity and our team and board support so that we, Tomball ISD staff, can be part of the teacher incentive allotment. What else are we doing? Well, we know that although we are not necessarily feeling the lack of applicants, what do I mean by that? We recently had a job fair. Over 700 individuals were interested in coming to our job fair. 524 people actually attended. We were able to offer a contract or at least the intent to 24 of those. So I keep telling the staff to get busy. There's still 500 people that are waiting for a job. That's a good problem to have. However, we know that we have individuals that have been paraprofessionals in our district that love our district and for financial reasons or other life circumstances have not been able to complete their education. And so I'm so proud that we've been selected as part of the Grow Your Own program. So our paraprofessionals who are interested, who apply and who meet the qualifications can become teachers at no cost to them. So that's something that we want to continue to do for our staff. I mentioned the Tomball Innovation Center, but I waited strategically to talk about many of our partnerships because partnerships is really what we're all about in education, and particularly in the Tomball community. I've worked in other districts, and I've told this story before, my interview, which was April Fool's Day, no joke. April Fool's Day will be my 7th year anniversary, and I remember my first interview walking in with Mr. Kinchin and the team, and I knew I had found my forever home. I've stayed in Tomball because this truly does feel like home. And when you know you're in a place that community members partner with you, your staff, your school board, that's when I believe magic can happen. And you can have the type of community and district that we have, that families want to move here, that we continue to be a destination district. So a huge thank you to our partners at Lone Star College. We partner with our early college and our P-Tech with them. We also partner with HCA, Houston Healthcare, with our P-Tech, and we're very grateful for that. And we have also members from Methodist here, right up front, Houston Methodist, because we partner with them in many ways, and they continue to assist us with medical assistance and with our trainers, and in ways in which we don't always have the dollars in which we need to expend. So we're very grateful to all of our partnerships. Yes, yes. That partnership, thank you, Dr. Pratt, that partnership does not go unnoticed. Any of those, we could not do what we do without Lone Star. We could not do what we do without HCA, and certainly could not do what we do without Methodist. So thank you to all of our partners. The list continues. We really could have had a whole presentation on that, but you certainly didn't want to be here with me all morning. But we are always so proud to partner with the Greater Tomball Area Chamber of Commerce. I serve as a board member. I think that is part of history. I do believe Mr. Neubauer did. I know that Mr. Kinchin did, and I do as well. And so thank you to our very own Mr. Tomball in the back, Bruce Hillegeist. Thank you. And next to him is Mr. Neubauer, who I had in mind. Mr. Neubauer's son is visiting with us, and he's joined us as part of the Scholarship Foundation, and we're very excited to talk about the future of our partnership with the Scholarship and the Ed Foundation. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here. The Houston Astros, well, today is a big day. My staff continues to remind me that even though I'm not very good at sports, that I need to keep up with what's happening, but I actually feel a personal connection to the Astros. I feel like I'm part of the team, because if you didn't know, I threw out the first pitch. Now, it wasn't the best you've ever seen, but it was somewhat a point of pride for somebody who has very little skills. My husband, on the other hand, is very good at baseball, and at one time was a Philadelphia Phillies farm league, but I will say, that skill didn't translate to his wife. But I didn't disappoint Tomball. I did my very best. I would say that my accuracy was 100% on point. My distance was lacking just a little. But he caught it, barely. That's okay. There's pictures of us smiling. So the Astros Foundation, we are very proud and happy to partner with them because they've allowed us, if you see that, my favorite picture is the smiling students with Altuve, and he's the only one I know, but you probably know the rest of them. But anyway, I could name the kids, just not the adults. But can you imagine a group of students that get to go and that have the opportunity to spend a few hours with people that they truly admire in the field of baseball? What I want you to know about that opportunity, though, was it wasn't kids that were great at baseball. It wasn't kids that were great in athletics. It was kids that had outstanding character. That is it's Pena. That's Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena is the one that, not Altuve, he may be there too. But Jeremy Pena is the one, they're called Pena's Pals. And if you're not familiar with that, he's quickly becoming my favorite Astros, since you know I'm kind of an ex officio part of the team. But Jeremy Pena includes students through the Astros Foundation to come and learn about good character. And that's what we're so about here in Tomball. So that makes me really happy, and we hope to continue that. We love to partner with our realtors. I meet with them. I have a Realtor Palooza Summit once a year where I tell them much more than you're hearing right now about the beauty of Tomball and all that we're doing here so that they can continue to sell homes to families with young children that want to move here, really at any grade, that want to move here to experience the Tomball experience. I also always have to have your faith. We have our faith-based leaders. We come together to talk about the challenges we're facing and how we can network and continue to work together to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the whole child. I recognized them earlier, but I have to again thank you to the Tomball Education Foundation. That was something that the board allowed me the opportunity to create an education foundation. And many of you know the story. The district has a long history of a very thriving scholarship foundation that met the needs of our students. But we really didn't have a foundation that was meeting the needs of our staff. So we have scholarship foundations for students that will continue. And we now, of course, have had for several years a thriving Tomball Education Foundation. We're excited about the opportunity for the two of them to continue to work together as we support our one Tomball ISD. Oh, that was a different sound. The community engagement. I want to remind you that Tomball ISD is one Tomball, and the fact that we are able to bring the community together through any opportunity makes me happy. And this is one example, our Friday Night Lights, where we have a particular room at the stadium where the school board members, community members, and invited guests can come from the list of partners I've listed and many others, such as our booster parents and other groups that can come and hear about the district and see the students of the district in a Friday Night Lights opportunity. And if you will mark your calendars, the best game, I think, I love them all, but the patriotic show is one to remember. And talk about a lump in your throat. It starts from the beginning and goes all the way through. You'll see a little bit of that during the fine arts portion. If you are 60 or near there, or past there, we want for you to be a super senior. What does that mean? We want for you to cheer our students on at a cheer competition, or see them dance at a drill competition, or go to see their theatrical performances in a play. We want for you to hear the orchestra play. We want for you to be a part of our community, and so you can apply for a super senior card, which is very exciting, and we're very happy to have our community, our senior community, stay engaged with our students. We excel. I could have had pages, and this is actually Sadie's, but I could have had pages of stats that I was going to read to you, and I decided that I would get one number wrong and didn't want to leave out a certain group. What I want you to know is that for years, Tomball has been known for academics. And we are making sure the mighty small communications department continues to cheer that on. Well, we've always done well in athletics, but let me tell you, people are now noticing the accolades of our wonderful teams. Now, this is, of course, football, but it could be any sport. I was recently at a mental health day, our first of its kind in the district, and then I was able to just walk a few steps out and see 2 soccer games. And so there is something to do in Tomball every night of the week, and sports is alive and well, but it's not just sports. Perhaps you don't play football or soccer or volleyball or basketball, but this is an example of the young ladies preparing for the patriotic show. And if you have not been to a rodeo art or a fine arts festival, you have missed out. You really need to come see the creative work of our students through ceramics, through colors, through paint. It is amazing. Here's a little bit more. some examples. I always love the pink pig. Every show will have a pink pig. And the different opportunities that our students have to excel, whether it's out on the golf course or in playing basketball, dancing, or, of course, our amazing band. This year, I was able to see the Mighty Blue Band perform at the Alamo Dome. That was not the first time. I've been there a number of times with both of our bands, and so hope to continue seeing that happen, and so happy for our students. I've mentioned our stadium, our 10,000 with the capacity of 12,000 seating, state-of-the-art facility that we're so proud of and thankful to our partners to help us. But this, again, excuse me, is an example of community support. The Tomball Event Center was actually something Dr. Pratt and the board members discussed a lot about why don't we want to have an additional space that at the time was a conversation, but everyone I think in this room has been to some event here, and it is a lovely space where we're able to utilize it for so many different events. This happens to be Meet the Superintendent. Our human talent department, led by Dr. Alicia Reeves, and team do an amazing job. Brian Lee and others come together to bring all of our new staff and their administrators as we welcome them into our destination district. And that was Hollywood theme, if you don't recognize that. A new initiative this year that we were so proud to roll out is student to staff. So if you graduated from Tomball High School, will you please stand, or a Tomball school, because it could be Tomball Memorial, and soon to be West or Tomball Star. Please stand if you're a graduate of Tomball ISD. I would like to recognize you. I know we have a few. Our mayor, Ms. Quinn, thank you. So what we did is we wanted to recognize our staff members that came back. That is something that we continue to hear, and we love to ask the question, why? What brought you back? They wanted their families to have the same experiences that they've had. So student to staff means all of these individuals, and we ask them to put the yard sign in their yard, even if they live in a neighboring district. I think that's great. But we want to, they should live here, but that was part of it. A little competitive if you don't know me by nature. But the fact that we have pages and pages of pictures, and it's just exciting to see people that had so much pride in their community that they wanted to come back and give back, and this is a way to do it. I've talked about academics and I've talked about extracurriculars, but as I begin to wrap up, I have to talk about finances because this district has done an incredible job from leadership to CFO, and Mr. Jim Ross is out on a project, I'm sure, at this point. Zach Bowles, our new Chief Financial Officer, was recognized as a member of cabinet. The team continues with the support of our school board because it's a process. We continue to have incredibly strong finances, and oftentimes we've said we have saved for a rainy day. Well, it's raining, and we're here, and these are the days that we've been saving for. We continue to have double A+ ratings, and if you can't see the small print, I said I wouldn't read the slides to you, but this one is worthy of that. So it's double A+ rating issued by Standard & Poor's and Moody's. We continue to be rated at the very top by the first Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, where we receive superior ratings. The Certificate of Excellence, we have received that financial reporting for the last 22 years. And if you are a taxpayer in Tomball, you would love to be reminded that the total tax rate has remained flat or decreased for the last 20 consecutive years. And so I think it is important that we, as a community, recognize we excel in all areas. Yes, thank you, Dr. Pratt. That is not easy. It's not easy to attain. It's not easy to remain at that level. And it becomes a little more increasingly challenging. I used to think that the number of districts that were writing deficit budgets were far and few in between. Now, if you ask a room full like this, how many districts are writing a deficit budget? It's not really a question of are you writing a deficit budget. 99.9% probably are. It's how large is your deficit budget. And so that is another conversation for another presentation. But we are thankful to our community that it appears to be almost every 4 years we have a cycle. I don't think that was intentional, but it's happened. In 2013, we had a successful bond. I was not a part of that, but I was a part of the 2017 bond, $275 million with a 74% passing rate. And then in 2021, we had another bond. You know what that means for 2025? We shall see. But bond 2021, right at $494.46 million. What was in that? Well, A was for what we needed for growth, our fast growth. We just completed this project. It was done in a very short period of time at a very low budget, and I really hope you take a few minutes to tour this. That's something we're always happy to work with our partners to ensure that continues to happen. But we are also, yesterday I had my pink hard hat on, and I was at the West Complex where I was able to walk West Elementary. I was able to see the shell of West Intermediate and just the ground foundation of West High School, our next comprehensive high school. So that we have a lot of projects going on there, as well as continuing with the addition and the renovation to Tomball High School. We are repurposing what used to be the Ag Show Barn. I'll talk about the new one in just a minute. Very excited about that. And we are also redoing the cafeteria area, knowing that Tomball Memorial has a very nice area that was recently expanded. Tomball West will have a nice area. We certainly want equity in that area. And so we're happy that bond dollars continue to be at work for renovations, transportation, security updates. And then Proposition B was for technology and other infrastructure needs. So I've talked about this building. You're in the building. You've already seen the magic. The storybook coming alive for our youngest of learners. We call them our littles. But here are a few pictures from this building itself. And I mentioned the Tomball ISD Agricultural Center. If you were not able to be at the show barn during that time, you definitely don't want to miss next year. It is the place to be where our students showcase their hard work and are able to sell their animals. And we were able to see the largest amount, again, because of the support of this amazing community. So thankful to everybody for that. That was at the ribbon cutting, and this is a facility that was repurposed, again, because it was there at the Tomball Innovation Center. This is called the Tomball Agricultural Center. It's the TAC. It's located at the TIC, so TIC-TAC if you get confused. It just works. We have a lot of acronyms in education. This is an additional, these are pictures from that show, our first show there, and it really starts on a Wednesday, goes all the way through Saturday, and there is some fun for everybody there. So please make sure that you are a part of that amazing event. I mentioned fast growth, and sometimes words mean a lot, but visuals help. I recently was able to speak at the chamber, and this was a slide that apparently resonated with a lot of people, so I wanted to share this again. As far as we've added 769 students just this fall, despite higher interest rates and increasing impacts from charters, privatization, and other things. The groundwork is currently underway on multiple lots, and the district has a forecast as we continue to rise over 28,000 students. What does that mean? Well, everybody loves a new school, and they're excited about it if it's near their home. Nobody loves the idea of going to the new school if it's not where they thought they were going to go. This was probably one of the largest undertakings if you really pull this apart, and it could have in many ways pulled our community apart, but it didn't, partly because of our community, and I will say very much because of the team that we have here with our board support. We did a full district zone reset. But what we've learned is in the age of social media, where people are a little more courageous in the privacy of their home or sitting in their car, we wanted to listen. We wanted to hear, we wanted to reflect, so we had thought exchange, we had surveys, we did listening tours. We invited the community to be a part of this process because growth is inevitable, but the challenges that come with it they don't really have to be true challenges. So together we listened, and I do believe, I will tell you remarkably, at the end of that process at that board meeting where we could have had a line of parents coming to tell us all the things they were unhappy about. And not that there weren't some unhappy moments during the process, but the night of the board meeting, I was so exceptionally proud because we were able to have four people come and talk positively about the district. We did not have one negative speaker in something that was a major undertaking. What we did is we worked through the concerns that people have. Dr. Stephen Gutierrez and his team continued to massage things to see what neighborhoods we could work through and how we could manage. And that is continual. That doesn't just end there, but I want you to understand how large that is in a fast growth district. So thank you to everybody. This is a little bit that I've explained about what we did. There was a district zone reset report, which we talked to the board about what we needed to do. And like all other boards, they want to have a little preview and not just be hit with something this large. So we've talked about it. We did thought exchange, which is an opportunity for everybody to give their thoughts, as the word says. District zone committee household application. Do you want to be a part of this? People were able to put their names in if they wanted to participate. We had committee meetings followed by campus listening tours. And then there was a board workshop where we had parents that were community members be a part of that. And then ultimately the school board vote. This board does not take any vote lightly. They're given as much information as they can to make the best decision, and I'm super pleased of the DZR outcome. Now, part of, as I said this before, but I really am wrapping this up, part of a fast growth district and a district that continues to be cutting edge and innovative is looking at the future. We are now writing our third strategic plan, which I really can't believe. The last one that we're still operating under is Destination 2025, but you can't wait until 2025 to plan your next one. And those of you that know me well know that I'm already into the 5th year in my mind of what needs to happen, bringing together opportunities, parents, community members, even students for what they see, what's in your head, and how can we bring that together to further continue our excellence, which we're now calling Exceeding Excellence Strategic Plan 2030. And many of you in the room are a part of that strategic plan. We're thankful to the community support and the board support, and that will come to the board in the summer as we hope to have that funded moving forward. Who doesn't like a little fun? Well, I made the mistake of joining. I told you I wasn't very athletic, and I had the idea with some other superintendents in the region to do one of these little fun runs. It wasn't so fun. It was the Houston Chevron. That was a huge mistake, and it taught me a lot about preparation. I always consider myself a preparer, but I was not prepared for the agony that would bring me and my body. But this one is not going to be like that. It is an official race, and so for those of you that know what that means, apparently I've been told that's very important. And so if you would like to be a part, I know we have hundreds of people that have already signed up. We were well past 500. I think we were at 600 or 700. The last time I looked, you don't have to do the full however many Ks that is, but you can do the very short one, the 1 mile. I will be doing that one. You can join me if you'd like, but it's not just if you walk or run. It's a fun run, free festival, and so many opportunities to mingle and enjoy your community, your friends, and your neighbors. We started with Sadie and an unexpected presentation of the synopsis, but I wanted to end with thanking all of you because my school board recommended me for Region 4 Superintendent of the Year, and that was a journey. And so I was so proud and so utterly excited when that happened. The day that I was named as superintendent for the state of Texas, knowing that we have a little under 1,300 school districts in the state, was an incredible day. It truly was, and I thought that was the epitome, that was where the journey would end. But to be named as a finalist through AASA, American Association of School Administrators, as a finalist, just so you can put that in context, in the number of years that they've had this, which is over 40 years, they have only had 3 Texan superintendents ever be a finalist, and 2 of them were men. So I'm the only female finalist in the entire state of Texas in the history of this award, and I was very grateful. I always told people, I am here representing the great state of Texas, but I'm here representing Tomball, Texas. There is no greater place that I would ever want to be as I come up on my 7th year anniversary as your Superintendent of the Year. I am grateful, I am honored, and I thank each of you for the time that you spend helping our destination district only get better and brighter. On that note, I thank you, and my part is over.